Good morning, CSEC scholars. Welcome to another live CSEC class. This morning we're going to do part 2 of our matrix multiplication, scalar multiplication, and 2 by 2 matrix multiplication. All right, so we're going to start with scalar multiplication, and we're going to do a couple of those and go into the 2 by 2. So for scalar multiplication of matrices, what happens is we have a number or a scalar quantity on the out of the bracket, and then the matrices, the matrix on the inside so look at this. So we would have for number one we have 3. That's the scalar quantity outside, and 4. So this is the 2 by 2 matrix. 4, -5, 6, and 7. So what we're going to do is to be multiplying each of the terms inside the matrix by the number outside. So what we have then, so we drop it. All right. And times 4, that would give 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5, that's -50. On my mouse this morning. -50. 3 times 6, 18. My mouse isn't cooperating with me. And 3 times 21. And that would be our answer. So the 3 is out front, and we're using the 3 to multiply each of the terms on the inside. 3 times 4, 3 times -5, that's -10. 3 times 6, that's 18. 3 times 7, that's 1. All right, so let's do another number color. So we have a half, and we have 0, -4, and -10. So we're going to multiply each of the terms inside the matrix by the scalar quantity that we have in the matrix. So that would be a half times 0, a half times negative, and a half times negative 10. So let's write those values. Half thing times 0 is 0, whether it's a fraction or a whole number. Once you're multiplying it by 0, a half times 1 is a half. A half times, so it would be like, so we're putting a half and we're multiplying it by negative 4 over 1. Happening is the 2 cancel 24. Now we have 1 is negative 2. So it is negative 2 Okay, so we have 2 half times negative 10. Likewise, we cancel the negative 10 and we'd have negative 5. All right, let's do 2 scalar. And then we can try some of the 2 by 2. So number 3, we have 3/4. So that's a scalar quantity. We have negative 8, zero, negative 4, 24. So we multiply the terms by 3/4. So it's just like, we could do it to the side. In 3/4 times 8. And we know 4 can go 2 times. So the 4 cancels itself. 4 cancels the 8 2 times. So it's 3 times 2, but it's negative 2. It's going to be a negative 2 because it was a negative 8. So it's times negative 2. And that would give negative 6. If we had, so if we had 3/4 times negative 4. So that one, and we'd have a negative 1, 3. So we'll have negative 3. 3/4 times, that's 0 times 24. So likewise, times 24. And the 4 goes into itself once, and 4 goes into 24. 6. Multiply 3 times 6. So that would give 18. Number 4. We have negative 5 and here negative a half, 2/7 and 9. So these are fractions here. So it's 5 times, so it's negative 5 times 3/5. So you know this 5 would cancel 1. Negative 1 times 3, and that would give the negative 5 times negative. So negative 5 times. So negative 5 times negative 5, and then we put it back over 2. So that 5 over 2 and we have negative 5 now times 2 over 7. So negative 5 times 2 over 7. So nothing can cancel there. So negative 5 times 7. We can leave it like that where our matrices. And negative times 9 will be negative 40. All right, go to some 2 by 2 matrix multiplication. All right, so when we say 2 by 2, we mean there are 2 rows, 2 columns. So for number 5, 4, negative 6, and that by 2, negative 8, column. So the 3 and the 4 are in the first row. We're going to multiply those by the first column over here. So this row, column, and then we're going to do this row times this column. So it will be the 3 times 2. So 3 times 2, 4 times 6. So 3 times 2, 4, and then 3 negative 8, 4 times 7. So I want to look at that. We have this because this kind of multiplication requires some focus. You have to concentrate. So it's this row. So again, that column. So 3 times 2, 4 times 6. 3 times negative 8, 4 times 7. Now we go to the second row, which so to be negative 6 times 2. So negative 6 times 2, 5 times 6. And then times negative 8. And 5 times 7. So if you notice, when you look at it, you should have the 2 should line up. Make sure that you have a 2 and a 6 and a 6, negative 8, negative 8, 7, 7. whatever number you have at the end, at the top should be the same number at the end. So whenever you reach the step, just do a quick glance and make sure you have them lined up properly. So 3 times 2, 4 times. 3 times -8, 4 times 7. Then -6, 5 times 6. -6 times -8, 5 times 7. What we need to do now is to contract everything by work operations that we have here. So 6 and 6, that's positive 24. Times negative 8 is negative 24. 4 times is positive 20. So now to the bottom set, we have -6 times 2. That's -12 times 6. That's a positive 30. Negative times -8. That's positive 48. And 5 times 7, that's a positive 30. Now we're going to contract it once again, the terms that we have. So 6 plus 24. Negative 24 plus 28, that gives 4. And negative 30, that's 18. 35. So 5 and 8. 30. So that's 83. So post your answers. Go. I want your answers and check if you got the same thing. If there's any parts of it that you're not understanding, I want you to indicate to me. Just post your questions as well in the chat. So let's revise what we did. So we're multiplying row by column. And the first row is the 3, 4. Second row is the -6. So the 3, 4 times the 2, 6. 3 times the 2, 4 times the 6. Then we go again with that row and the second column. So 3 times the -8, 4 times the 7. Go to the bottom row now, -6 times 2 and 5 times. And then -6 times -8, 5 times 7. And then it's just a matter of combining, working them out, working out the multiplications. So we combine the first 2, then we combine the 2, and so on. All right, let's do a couple more, 2 by 2. Remember to post as well as your answers. So number 6. Number 6. We have 4, -1, 5. We have 0, 1, 9, and 6. So we're going to multiply row by column. So it will be, let's use here. So it will be 4 times 0. So that row, this row by this column, and then this row by that column. So it will be 4 times 0 and 1 times 9 and back to the 4 now. 4 times 1, negative 1 times 6. So 4 times 1, negative 1 times 6. Down to the bottom now. So the bottom row by column, so it will be 5 and 2 times 9. So 5 times 9, and then 5 times 1, 2 times 6. So 5 times 1, 2. So all we need to do now is to work out our multiplication that we have here. Work out those operations. So the 4 times 0, that gives 0. Negative 1 times negative 9. Times 1 is 4. Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. 5 times 0 is 0. 2 times 9 is 18. 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 6, that's a positive 12. Further now, we're going to contract this by adding what we have. So we have 0 minus 9, 4 minus, which is negative 2, 0 plus 8, which is 18, and 5 plus 12, which is 17. So check your answers if that's what your answers for number 6. We're going to do more. We're going to do 2 more. All right, so let's go. All right, that's number 7. Number 7. So number 7, we have 0, 6, 10, and we have 4, negative 3, 2, 2 and 5. What in? Oh, Lord. Hi. All right, so I'm just waiting on my system to use, but the pen, so it's stalling. All right, so all right, so in the meantime, let me check what's Dinsmore. We just started. Welcome, and having some glitches here in studio. All right. All right, so this should be a 2, 5. So we're going to multiply the row by the column. So it's 0 times and -6, 2. Then 0. Okay, 0 times -3 and -6 times 5. So 0 times -3 and -6 times 5. Now we go to the second, the 1 and the 10. So it should be 1 times 4, 10 times 2. So 1 times 4, 10 times 2. 1 times -3, 10 times. Let's roll column. I remember I told you you need to look and ensure when you line them up in this second, you should have the same numbers above each other. So 4, -3, -3, 5. So these numbers, sure they're all lined up over each other. The 2, -3, the 5. So let's go now. Multiply out these. 0, that's 0. 2, -12. 0 times -3, that's -6 times 5 is -30. 1 times 4 is 4. times 2 is 20. 1 times negative 3 and positive 50. So all we need to do is combine these answers and we will have 0 minus negative 12 and 0 minus 30 is negative 30. 4 plus 20, that's 24. And negative 3 plus 3, that's a positive 47. That's it. So one more to go. One more to go. And you know, it does take concentration. Get the hang of it. And of course, the more you practice, the better are things. 8. I have negative 1, 3, 7, 5. And negative 2, 8, 11, and 9. So let's go. Row by column. So 1 times negative 2, 3 times 11. 1 times negative 2, 3. So let's go back again. So row by column again. Negative 1 times the 8 times the 9. Negative 1 times 8, 3 times 9. To the second row now. So 7, 2, 5 times 11. So 7 times negative 2, 5 times 11, and then 7 times 8 and times 9. 7, 8, 5 times 9. All right. It's just a matter now of combining. And see, we have negative 2 over negative 2, 11 over 11, 8 over 8, 9 over 9. So let's go on them. So negative 1 times negative 2, 3, 7, that's a positive 33. Negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. And 3 times 9 is a positive 27. 72 is negative 14. Times 11, that's 55. 7 is 56. And 5 times 9 is 5. And finally, now we combine these answers. So we have 2 plus 33, that's 35. 8 plus 27, so that's positive 19. And we have plus 55, so that's 41. And 56, 45. So 6, 11, and 5 and 5, 10. So these are our answers: 35, 91, 101. It takes practice, it takes focus. Once you get the hang of it, you'll just be cruising through your matrix multiplication, scalar or 2 by 2. And remember, you're likely to get combinations. So just like what we did in part 1 yesterday, we combine them. They might say, okay, matrix A is this, matrix B is, and they give you a scalar quantity, so half A or 4B or 2 times A times B, that kind of thing. So that's how you have to practice them, working the scalar and the regular multiplication together. When we do matrices again, we're going to be looking at the inverse of the matrix. Or first, we're going to, let's look at finding the adjoint and the determinant, because we need to do those first before we can go on to the inverse. So we're going to do those two next time we do matrices. All right, so that's it. Thank you, scholars, for me, and I'll see you in the next session.